Yeah, so you haven't, a bit of lower intensity today. If you haven't done this kind of stretching in a while, this is going to feel amazing. Such a release in the upper back. I've been practicing all day and I feel great for it. So, like I said on the note, you will need quite a lot of props today. So, like before, something to hold on to, like a dressing gown tie, something you can keep tension in, a heavy band, a hand towel will be fine. A foam roller, if you've got one, it would be perfect. Or, like I said in the note, a nice bath towel that you can roll up. So make sure you roll up nice and tight so it's quite firm. So obviously that's still quite smaller than like the width compared to my foam roller, but it still should really do the job in the upper back. And if you've got any cans, you can use those for weights when it comes to that postural round. So these are about just over a half a kilo. Chopped tomatoes from Asda. Other brands are available, obviously. So that will be like that'll feel like a ton of bricks when you're doing the postural exercises. But we'll just check no one's waiting. Perfect, guys. Let's get started. So we will go into a warm-up. As always, we still need to get that core body temperature, even if we're just doing stretches and mobility kind of stuff. So warm up to start with, then we'll go into our kind of thoracic, upper back mobilization kind of stretches, and then some strengthening for that same area. And then we'll just do a little bit of stretching to finish. Okay, guys. So let's get started. Bit of a lower intensity warm-up, but still a warm-up. Just start with your march in place as always. We're just wanting to get that core body temperature up a little bit, because you never want to go into like stretching and stuff, mobility with like a cold body. Hopefully your room at home is not too cold. So take those knees up in place. You can go a bit faster with that if you want to. A little jog on the spot, just flicking up those heels at the back as we normally do. Warming up the knees. And take those knees up in front. Alternate between those two. If you don't want to jump today, just little knee in place is fine. Oh, don't boot your walls. A little bit higher those knees now. Pumping the arms. Into a little jumping jack. Open up the upper body, or it's a low step jack. Just exaggerating the movement in the upper body. Couple more. 1, 2. Good. Feet down. Little lean to the side. Warming up that core. It's a nice stretch there in the sides. And then into a little torso twist. Little torso twist, just loosen off the lower back slightly. Good, back to our stance. Little knee to elbow. A little bit quicker now, warming up. So taking that knee across, make sure we're not bending down. We're just keeping a nice upright torso. Twisting to the side, bring that knee up. Good, next up is just going to be a little forward fold, stretching off the upper back. If you want to, you can grab the elbows and really hang here. Go for a little sway. Warming up through the shoulders. Good, coming down to the mat. Into our mountain climbers, shoulders over our hands, keep the core tight. Driving in the knees, you can go fast or slow with these. Just warming up for the shoulder. Starting to get that heart up a little as well. So gradually build up, last 10 seconds. Keep the hips down. Squeeze the core tight. 3, 2, 1. Into your shoulder shrugs. Nice big circles with the shoulders. And backwards with those. Okay guys, so We'll get started into our mobility work. We're just going to stay here where we are, on our knees. A lot of the work we'll do today is just on the ground anyway, so we're just going to start with a little neck stretch. So take that neck, so ear to elbow, and we're stretching off that opposite side. If you want to, you can put some pressure on the outside. Really accentuate that stretch. Just hold in, breathe into the stretch. So as you breathe out, you'll notice you'll start to relax and the neck will just go a little bit further. Good, slowly come out of that. Other side, ear to shoulder. I'm stretching on my right side now. Again, put some pressure on there if you want to. Breathing out. Just starting to unlock the upper spine into the neck. Back to that first side. So take the ear down, and we're going up and down with that chin. As you start to tuck it, looking up to the ceiling, and then looking down to the ground, you'll notice a little stretch in the upper traps and the opposite side. Again, if you want to, a little pressure with the opposite arm. Good, switching sides. So up and down with the chin. As your gaze comes up, or as your gaze comes down rather, you should feel that right in the upper trap and the shoulders. Last one here. Good. Coming into our cat-cow. So we usually do this in the warm-up. It's going to be a slight variation. So into our quadruped position, hips over our knees, shoulders stacked over our hands, and we're tight through the stomach. Okay? What we're going to do is going to do 5 cats to start with, and let's come up onto our tiptoes, our fingertips, and really get a full flexion through the spine. Okay? So ready for that now, guys? We're coming up for one, and we're going to hold. Nice stretch through the upper spine, warming up the thoracic spine, coming down to neutral, and then back up. So we're just working in that cat to start with, angry cat, if you want to call it that. Nice and warm through the upper spine. Let's go for 2 more, coming back to neutral, back up, really push the shoulder blades out, puff up that upper back, back down. Starting to get the blood flowing now. Last one. Good. Now we're going to our cat. So palms on the ground, same position, tight through the core, drop the chest, looking up to ceiling, and this time push the shoulder blades together. Back to neutral, drop the chest. That's 2. Go for 3 more. 4. Sorry, 3. Can't count. So you're always coming back to neutral, dropping the chest, looking up. Last one. Good. Now we're going to go cat-cow. For a count of 10, starting with our cat. So up to the cat, down to cow, looking up. 1, 2. Really getting warm for the upper spine. 3. 4. Make sure you're breathing in and out. 'Good, let's go for 2 more. Puffing up the upper back, good. And relaxing there. Same position, we're coming into rotations now. So thoracic rotation. Let's keep our knees together. So what that's going to do is limit the lower back from twisting. Keep it focused in the upper back. So knee comes up towards the sky. Let's go for it now, guys. Nice, slow and controlled. Starting to get a little rotation in the upper spine now. So we're starting to free up all this tension we've probably gathered over the couple of weeks that we've been doing the online workouts, or also sitting at a desk all day, hunched over. Let's go for 1 more this side. Switching arms. I'm getting a sweat on as well. Open that elbow to ceiling. So like I said, I've been doing a lot of sitting down and my upper back just starts to lock up. I need to do this kind of stuff every day just to help it, the foam rolling especially. Let's go for 1 more this side. Good. Next up is called a wall angel. So let's sit up against your nearest wall. What we're going to look to do is coming out to a T here, so almost like cactus hands. What we want to do is push our elbows to the wall if you can. Your shoulder mobility might not allow it, but keep it as close to the wall as we can. And then we're coming up, keeping that arms close to the wall, and then back down. We're going to go for about 10 of these, 8 to 10. Up and down, guys. Squeeze and stretch at the top, but I'm trying to keep my elbows on the wall. Okay, so keep those shoulders back. You'll get a nice chest stretch here as well. Breathing out as we come up. Big stretch at the top. Breathing in on the way down. You might need to pause, I certainly have to, and then go back into it as these muscles get all tight. Let's go for one more. Keep those elbows as close to the wall as we can. And back down. Next up, I'm sweating. Next up, elevated child's pose. So like our child's pose on the ground, but we're going to try keep our palms facing up, or at least our thumbs facing up. So bed, bench, couch, whatever you've got beside you. Drop the chest down. We're going to hold for 15 seconds. Or even better, you can do it on the wall. So a little bit of a standing one, palms on the wall, and then drop that chest down, almost like a downward dog in yoga. So we're coming down, drop the chest. Whichever one you want to go for, let's go for it now. 15 seconds hold, drop the chest. Breathe in, you should feel this right between the shoulder blades and slightly underneath. Just open it up. We're going to hold here 5 more seconds. Relaxing out of there, little upper, little bend up there, and then back in for 2 more of these. Hold for 10 to 15 seconds. Nice stretch. It's the same down here. If you're going for the one on the couch, make sure our thumbs are facing upwards. We're dropping, we're creating room for that chest to come down. 15 seconds. Breathe into it. 3, 2, 1, coming up. Little stretch there like your cat, and then back down. Last one. Should start to feel really warm in the upper back now. You're going to be using your foam roller next, so have it ready, or your towel. So, towel or foam roller, ready to go. So, what we're looking for is a foam roller. We're going to do the same thing we did on the wall, but on the foam roller or towel, okay? So lie it out. If you've got like a short foam roller like this, depending how long the foam roller is, you want to make sure that your head is at least resting on the end, okay? So we want our shoulder blades right in between, the foam roller right in between our shoulder blades. Lower yourself down slowly, and it's right between my shoulder blades here. My head is just resting on the end. Wriggle yourself in there, and what we're going to do is our hands are up, we're coming down to a T, and then we're out above our head here. Okay, so here, up, down. So if you're ready for that now guys, and you're set up, go for it there. So the foam roller is resting between my shoulder blades. This is when you should start to feel some cracks or pops. The upper back starting to release a little bit. Exactly the same with the towel. It's right between my shoulder blades. I actually quite like using the towel. It's a bit softer, but you're still getting that arch. So it's push up, it's like a push up down. When we come to here, arms are down towards our face. Back up, let's go for 2 more. If you want a bit more of a stretch, drive that elbows down to the ground and then back. Last one. Good, okay. Next one with the foam roller. This is when you're really going to feel it. Probably release. So, we're going for a thoracic extension now. So what we've got to think about is extending through the upper back, really creating length. What you want to do is, do not put the foam roller on your lower back, anywhere near your lower back. That's going to cause problems. You want to lower yourself down slowly, so it's just on that tender part where you probably feel pain or tightness. Raise the hips slightly, so we're into a little glute bridge, and find wherever feels uncomfortable for you. When you get there, we're just going to roll open like this, and then close our rib cage. You can keep your hips down if you want to. So roll open. So we're opening and closing the rib cage here. So it's pressure on where we feel tight. If you want to get even better of a stretch, you might feel it almost like it's a way to go and kind of pop. You can put your arms overhead, really get a big extension there, and then back in. Big extension, back in. So we're opening and closing the rib cage here. So it's almost like a little crunch, but not quite. Exactly the same on the foam roller. Let's go for 2 more, guys. So it's up there. If it starts to loosen off wherever you were before, you're coming a little bit further down. You can go a little bit higher, up between those shoulder blades. Opening and closing, and make sure we're going for that extension. So we get a nice extension through the upper spine. Arms overhead. Let's go for 1 more actually. Great stuff, guys. So hopefully you're opened up there and got a few cracks or pops. Good job, I have this towel. So let's go into our strengthening rounds now. So it should be nice and free in the upper back now, really nice and warm. Grab your rope or towel, get that ready. Your little hand weights if you've got them. So strengthening round. We are going to start with our swimmers. So swimmers or angels and devils, whatever you want to call them. We're going to lie flat on the floor. We're running out of room here today. Flat on the floor. Our arms right out in front of us. Raise the arms, coming down. Supinate the hands upwards. And then back down to the front. Okay, that's what we're going to go for. 45 seconds to a minute, and then we're going to do 2 rounds, okay? Ready to go, guys. Lying flat on our stomach. This is when you can add your hand weights, your tins of beans, whatever you got, in 3, 2, 1. So coming up, my forehead's still on the ground. I'm bringing those shoulder blades back and back to the front. Back and squeeze. You can add your hand weights now if you want to. What we're looking for is like the back of our hand coming on top of the bum. We're bringing those shoulder blades back. Make sure we're bringing the shoulder blades back. Last 10 seconds here. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Three, 2, 1. Relax in there, guys. We're going to go for 1 more mobility exercise actually before we go back to that. So come back to our knees. We're going to interlace the fingers like this, coming behind the neck. Make sure we're not pulling down the neck. We're just holding at the back there. And we're just going to work on some scapular retraction. So elbows close, and then open up the chest and think about squeezing the shoulder blades together like this, okay? So just go for that, guys. We're going for about 10 of these. We're going to pause at the back for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to the front. And when we're coming to the back, I'm thinking about squeezing the shoulder blades together. So pinching shoulder blades together. Hold for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming back. Starting to free up those shoulder blades. Holding for 5. So this is really important to think about how we're going to do these next exercises. Elbows together. At the back, squeeze them together. Shoulder blades pinching together. We'll go for 1 more, guys. Elbows in front. Pinch those shoulder blades together. Squeeze and hold. So this will be exactly the same we do with these exercises. Squeezing the shoulder blades together, cueing that good posture, and relax. So again, every exercise we're doing now is thinking about bringing those shoulder blades back, cueing good posture, not hunched over here, okay? Cueing good posture, squeeze the shoulder blades. Ready to go for our angels and devils again, swimmers, whatever you want to call them. Ready to go down on our front, forehead to the mat, arms out in front, raise them up, and push in, guys. We're working for about 45 seconds. Remember to rotate, and when we get to the back, we're bringing those shoulder blades back, okay? So my head's still on the ground, but I'm bringing them back, just like we did there with the scapular retraction, the shoulder blades. You start to feel this tired through the shoulders now. Keep those hands off the ground. Last 15 seconds. Keep the hands up. Drop those weights if you need to. Remember, you're squeezing the shoulder blades at the back. 3, 2, 1. Relax in there. Next up, guys, it's going to be our towel pull down. So whatever you've got, a little hand towel, dressing gown tie, you can use something like this. It's a nice, something to hold on to, okay? Remember, when we're doing these, we want to create tension. So as if I'm trying to rip that towel apart, that'll turn on these muscles in the back. We're mimicking that exercise in the gym when we're doing the lat pull down. So we're coming down to the top of our chest. We're lying down on the ground, doing exactly the same. So, forehead on the ground to start with. Create tension, raise the arms, coming down, raise the head ever so slightly, and we're squeezing the shoulder blades at the back. Ready to go in about 5 seconds. In 3, 2, 1. Raise the arms, drive the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades together here. Back down. Remember, pulling those hands apart as if you're trying to rip that towel or whatever you're holding. Because if you're not feeling it, you're probably not pulling your arms apart. Drive with the elbows. We're only going to do 30 seconds for 3 rounds of this one, because it does get quite tough in the shoulders. Breathe out as you drive down with the elbows. Squeeze at the back, little pause. Nice, slow and controlled. Keep those arms up as you do the movement. Squeeze at the back. Let's go for one more. Drive with the elbows, squeeze at the back, hold. 1, 2, 3. Back out in front, relax. Shake off those arms. So just feel this right in the shoulders. The most important part of this exercise is when we come down, we're thinking about squeezing the shoulder blades again at the back. So like a lat pull down, squeeze here, tucking in my elbows down. Ready to go in about 10 seconds again, guys. Think about pulling that towel apart. In 3, 2, 1, raise them up, pull it apart, drive with the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades, back out in front. Keep those hands up. Last 10 seconds of this round. Remember, pull that towel apart, squeeze, create tension through that, whatever you're holding. Always creating tension, always pulling apart. 3, 2, 1. Relaxing again. We'll go for one more round, which is going to be 25 seconds. As always, pull that apart as hard as you can. Create your breather here. Ready to go in about 5 seconds. Last one of these. In 3, 2, 1, pull apart, drive the elbows. Last one, 25 seconds. Should get about 5 reps in. Squeeze at the back, nice, slow and controlled. Don't rush the movement. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Relax in there. Next up, we're going for our T's and W's. So it's going to be 30 seconds of W's. So out of this position, bring the shoulder blades back again. Nice line on the floor. Again, bring the shoulder blades back, squeezing in between the shoulder blades. If you want to, add in your tin weights. And then we're going into T's. So across the body, thumbs pointing upwards. Exactly the same. Okay guys, coming down. Ready to go. Starting with those W's. You can add those hand weights out to the side. In 3, 2, 1. Squeeze between the shoulder blades. Little pause. 1, 2. Down slow. Drive up. Pause. 1, 2. See that from the front. So my head's down. Drive up with the elbows. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. 1, 2. Pause. And down. Last 10 seconds of W's. We're going to take a quick breather, then we'll go straight into our T's. Pause at the top. 1, 2, down. Last one. 1, 2, 3, pause, down. Quick breather. Going straight into our T's in 3, 2, 1. Prefer to do these without the tins. Thumbs pointing up, drive the thumbs up, squeeze between the shoulder blades. 1, 2, 3, and down. Little pause at the top. Take those shoulder blades back. Add those weights, be even harder. No chance. Forehead's on the ground. Don't raise your feet either. Try to strengthen up between the shoulder blades. All these little muscles that support the spine. Bring those shoulders back. Three, 2, 1. We're going one more round of those. Only 20 seconds per W and T. And then we're going to go into some core work. Ready to go again, about 10 seconds, starting with your W. Start to feel this in the shoulders, the upper back. Ready to go. In 3, 2, 1, back with those elbows. Driving in the W position and down. A little pause at the top, remember. Thumbs pointing upwards. Last 10 seconds. Three, 2, 1, quick breather. Finishing with our T's to finish our strength round. Strengthening. Ready to go in 5. Out at T position, thumbs pointing up in 3, 2, 1. Bring those shoulder blades back. As far as they'll go, squeeze and hold. And down, nice and slow. Hands barely touch the ground, and then we shoot them back up. Last 10. Let's get 2 more in. Coming up. 1, 2, pause. Down. Last one. Up and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Relax in there, guys. So, bit of a core finisher, because a lot of our postural muscles are also secondary core muscles. So, we're going in for a little bird dog. So we've done these loads of times before. Little bird dog crunch. We really want to focus on the posture. So what we're looking for, again, in that quadruped position, shoulders over hands, hips over knees, squeeze the stomach so that core is engaged, turned on, as if someone was away to whack you. We're going there, opposite arm, opposite leg, clench the fist at the top to create tension through this arm, okay? We're going to hold for 10 seconds here. We're going to crunch in for 1, little tap, and back out, okay? We'll do 4 or 5 per side and then switch. ready to go. In that starting position, so make sure we're not dipping into our lower back here. Nice and strong through our core. Ready to go in 3, 2, 1. Clench the fist and squeeze. Hold for 10. So core is nice and tight. 10-second hold. That back leg shouldn't be coming off too much. We're not extending through the back. It's just coming up a little bit. Crunching in, 1, little tap, and back out. Most important part about that crunch as well, we're going nice and slow, and we're not hunching up as we crunch. We're keeping slow, still keeping neutral through the spine almost, and then back up. Crunching in again, guys. Crunching in, and extend. Make sure we're clenching that fist nice and tight. Squeeze in the stomach, nice and tight through the stomach. Last one, we'll go for one more little crunch and extend. Hold for 10. You'll be feeling that in the shoulders too. 3, 2, 1. Quick breather. Switching arms. So if you're out with the right arm, you're out with the left arm now. Starting in that start position again. Make sure we're turning that core on, so we've got a neutral back here. Squeeze the stomach. Out with that clenched fist in 3, 2, 1. Clench the fist. Extend that heel, squeeze the stomach. 3, 2, 1. Coming in, keep that knee close to the ground, and then back out. Arm up beside the ear. Again, we're not overextending that back leg. It's just slightly off the ground. Our core is tight, our hips are level. Crunching in for number 2. Little crunch, knee tap, keep the balance, squeeze the stomach. 3, 2, 1, crunching in. We'll go for one more. Squeeze stomach, extend, hold for 10. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. Quick stretch there. Next 2 exercises are going to be variations of your plank. So when we think about core exercises, we always want to do some isometric holds. So if we're strengthening in holding positions, that's going to strengthen all the little muscles that support our spine. Okay, so we're going to just go for our normal front plank. So coming down, hips are down, so we're not up here. Squeeze the stomach, shoulders are over our elbow joint. Squeeze that stomach, tuck the pelvis in like this, and then squeeze and hold there. If it's too much, drop your knees. Still keep a straight line from our knee up to our shoulder. Holding for 30 seconds, we'll do 2 rounds, okay? Ready to go in about 10 seconds. Shoulders over the elbow joint in 3, 2, 1, squeeze stomach. If this is too easy for anyone, walk out those elbows in front of the face, and you'll instantly feel the core turn on. I'm going to just go for that one. So from the side, my shoulders over my elbow joint, I'm tucking that pelvis in. So pelvis comes up towards the belly button. Last 10 seconds, squeeze. Drop the knees if you need to. 3, 2, 1, deep breaths. One more round of those. So 30 seconds on, 15 seconds off. Ready to go in 5 seconds, guys. And 3, 2, 1. So hips down, shoulders over our elbow joint, tuck that pelvis in, squeeze as hard as you can. Keep breathing in and out, obviously. Don't hold the breath, which is a common mistake. Remember, tucking that pelvis in, save the lower back. Squeeze the stomach, Walk the elbows out if you want to make it trickier. In front of the face. Far too hard for me. Last 10 seconds. We are almost there, guys. 3, 2, 1. Almost there, guys. A couple more exercises. Actually, one more exercise, then we'll get a little stretch. Just a little side plank to finish. So, slightly different with the side plank. Let's start with bent knees. As we come up, we put the hips forward. Okay, so from the side, my knees like this, and then I take my hips forward to start the movement. Okay? So again, shoulders stacked from my elbow joint, knees are bent, almost like we're doing a lying down squat. When I come up, hips through, 3, 2, 1, hips through, and then there's a line between my knee up to my shoulder, okay? If this is too easy, just into that full side plank, squeezing into sides. I'm fine here. Again, we're creating tension, nice, squeeze into the sides. Stack those shoulders, last 10 seconds hold. We'll go straight into our opposite arm. In 3, 2, 1, about 10 seconds to switch. So if you can do that full side plank, just go for that. Or it's that low bend here, and then we're through the hips. Okay, 3, 2, 1, through the hips, squeeze the stomach. Feel this right in the side, into the obliques. Again, if you want to stack those feet onto that side plank, or you can stagger them. So we don't want to move in this position, we just want to create stability and holding the position, because it's slightly different when we're doing our twists and stuff. We just want to create stability in holding these. It's going to be our last exercise, guys. We're going to go for a little bonus twist at the end. 3, 2, 1. Relaxing there. Okay, so a little bonus. I'm just going to go for a little floor twist to finish. So this is quite a deep twist. What we're looking for is almost like coming down into our child's pose. Take one arm. I'm going to start on my left arm. It's going to come down all the way onto the ground, and then I'm going to twist my opposite arm over my head like this. Okay? You should feel this right in the upper back twist. So exactly the same. Show that from the side. Under knife with my left arm, and then I'm taking my arm to the side and extending overhead. So try that at home. You should feel this right in the upper back. We're nice and warm now, so this should get a really nice twist. Keep it going there. Show from this side. So I'm twisting up, and if you can, you're looking up to the ceiling as that right arm is over your head. This should be a really nice twist in the upper back. Last 5 seconds. Breathe into it. 3, 2, 1. Switching sides. So this time my right arm's coming under. Extend that left arm. Coming under. Shoulder comes to the ground. I'm resting my head, and I'm taking that left shoulder back. You can even pop it on your hip if you want to, or extend overhead, and then push yourself backwards to really stretch off your upper back. Look up to the ceiling if you can. Last 10 seconds. Three, 2, 1. Little child's pose to finish, guys. You can go back to your little cat cows if you want to see if anything feels different for you. Keep those knees together. See how the upper back feels. Back to that extended child's pose if you want to. Whatever feels comfortable for you. Three, two, one, and relaxing there, guys. Well done. Bit different. Hopefully you've freed up your upper back, feeling a bit more loose. Quite a good workout. Right, guys, everyone feeling okay?